friends.
Hey. Welcome back to Where Are We Growing?
We are here with an extra special episode.
I was about to say, I'm Nicole.
And I'm Brandon. And together we are Where Are We Growing?
That's us. We don't know where we're growing, ever. Anyways, we do have a very special thing that we're doing today. If you are, I don't know, if you follow along on the socials and like plant drama, I don't know. You may have already heard about the Vice documentary that came out. Lots of people are talking about it. It's titled, This Plant Costs 10,000 Euros. Is that what that one is?
I think it says $14,000, which is about 10,000 euros.
And people are stealing it. That's what it says. And people are stealing it. They are talking about the elusive spirit of Satan. That's a little bit of an inside joke.
I'm gonna pee myself.
Sorry, that was really horrible.
Okay, so if you are watching this episode, we are recording it. So
yeah, we're recording our faces right now.
So
wave to the camera, Brandon.
This will either be on YouTube or we will make a special,
or it won't be at all because what if technical difficulties? We're not gonna.
We never know.
You never know what happens.
So you may or may not see us.
So we're kind of reacting to this. I have seen the Vice documentary, which is why
I have not.
Yeah, and I really want to talk about it, and we're going to talk some shit. Talk a little bit of shit. It's okay. We're very honest. And this, I just want you to see, Brandon, the way that this paints the plant world too. Like, it's, you know, a company or whatever coming in that doesn't really know anything about plants, and they're like, okay, let's talk about this.
I love Vice. Mm-hmm. Have you watched other Vice documentaries?
A couple, not
They're
a lot.
like, let's go to Colombia and really see what the drug cartel is like.
Too much.
So I'm excited to see like where this will go.
You might recognize some other faces in there too, maybe.
From just some screen grabs I have. Mm-hmm. I've spoken to some of these people, which is fucking weird.
I was actually looking for my face. I was like, they're not going to show me in this, right? No. We don't
have
spend
a really
pretty
inflated ego.
We don't spend pretty pennies on these plants like these people do. So, anyways, let's jump right the heck into it.
Okay.
And press play.
We are going to play. You will hear it in the background.
Yeah.
We might pause the video.
We're going to be
we'll see how it goes
and be like, can you believe this?
Yeah, you're in charge of the mice.
Yeah, because it's like a 22-minute documentary. Our podcasts are usually an hour long, so we'll see what happens. I really don't know. We don't have any plan for this, like no outline, so we're just going in. We're raw dogging
We
it.
can make an outline at all.
No, like it's just like talk about the documentary and talk about your socials and leave. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, bing,
bing,
bing, bong,
bing, bong.
The main emotion I feel is disgust. I mean, how could somebody do this?
It definitely feels like a quick and dirty saw job.
It's very dramatic.
We put value on things in very subjective ways.
Ooh, pretty flower.
They're kind of mysterious and really attractive, and they're really sexy.
There's the tuberculata.
Oh, yes. That's
Enid
the best.
from NSC Tropicals.
Known as the holy grail of the aroid world.
I've been looking for it. I need to get it.
Okay, I see why you were like, what if they...
Yeah, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Yes. Finally is mine. Finally is mine.
That was me when I got a Warwickwianum. The deep end. These people really have gone off the deep end.
Yeah, they have. Plant people have worms for brains, y'all. We have worms for brains, but not like these people. We're spending hundreds. They're spending thousands.
The most, okay, it was $450. That's the most I've ever spent on a plant, correct?
Yeah.
What is the value of a plant?
Oh,
This
that
seems like a
chlorosum.
straightforward question. Plants produce oxygen. They filter water.
So they should all be
They
free.
provide food to other
Yeah,
organisms.
they grow out there.
But plants also mean many things to many people. They're decor, status symbols, climate change.
I'm
grief
excited to see what
objects.
this Alice character
They can be
brings to the
financial
table in
investments.
terms of a host.
I've been meeting a lot of people who are obsessed with acquiring rarer and rarer plants. You can
Got
make a
that
lot of
one.
money off of it, and you can lose money.
Plants can be so beautiful
Ooh,
around the house.
an African
They bring
violet.
in light and color, kind of bring nature right into the house. but they also bring problems along with them.
Well, apparently my grandma had so many plants.
This
Really?
video is going to be
My mom
a houseplant
had a green
collection
thumb for a
video because I
while.
have 218 plants.
That's nothing, sis.
I'm like, hey, I have one of those grow tents.
So in this
Jeez, you do
is where
too.
I have some of my more precious and a little bit more expensive plants. I do gotta keep it locked up.
None of those are that
Over the
precious
last
or
4
expensive.
years, millennials have come to dominate the horticultural market and have created whole new online plant subcultures.
Hi, welcome to Plant Daddy. Who's your daddy?
Me.
Plant Daddy. The Plant
I'm wearing the shirt.
AKA Arthur Stewart.
The most desirable specimens are often the finickiest ones, cultivated from so-called exotic species
that's a
native to
gorgeous
Latin
area.
America and Southeast Asia. You can't get them in random garden shops. Only from
Random
elite
garden
sellers
shops.
or by trading with insiders.
Get them down to earth.
The plant world has become more like the art world. There are Sotheby's-like auctions and speculators
We
targeting
were just talking
species
about
like
this
their
in the last
Botticellis.
episode.
Mortgage your house, sell your children, and buy this plant.
Sell your children, buy the plants.
But
my
what's
God.
in it for
Like, I
these
love the spirit of
collectors
sanctity,
besides
but,
money?
like, it's
Oh,
not
And
that.
it's so
what's in it
boring
for the
looking.
plants?
Like, I like the hangover the pot look in general, but I would never, ever.
It's just, it doesn't make sense. The difference in price. Oh, here he is.
Yeah, these plants are thousands of miles from where they evolved, and they're making it work out here.
Let's pause here, okay?
Okay,
Let's talk a little bit about this guy. I don't claim to know a lot about this guy. I've just overheard drama on the Facebook, which I like to stay out of. I love other people's drama. It's fun, not mine. And you're not messing with my money, then I'm like, okay, we're good, but we're not good. Because this guy who's you're going to be hearing talk is Jerry Garcia. That name might ring a bell because there was apparently this plant going around that was a Jose Bono, whatever, mixed with a spirit of sanctity. He claimed to have crossed these plants and made a plant named after himself, Philodendron Jerry Garcia. And he sold a bunch of them, made a bunch of money. And the thing is, when you make a new cross, you have to let that plant mature because it's not a guarantee that it was a successful cross, So these plants started growing and looked a lot more like a Jose. No spirit of sanctity in them at all. Not at all.
Well, one thing too is like, what are the proper forms of registering these and what makes it official? Because I feel like people just post all this shit on Facebook groups like new form, new form, new form.
New hybrid, new form, like just making stuff up. I'm like, okay, is that in the botanical registry? Is that a thing? Did I just make that up? There are like when El Chaco Red got its official name, there are documented real plant facts out there and real answers. So yeah, just because someone's posting on Facebook that they crossed some plants doesn't mean it's true. And you should be really careful with your money because these people will take it from you and they don't care. So it's really interesting to me that they were talking to him in this documentary of all people. I'm sure the Vice people don't know or probably didn't look that much into this guy.
So is he a protagonist in this? Like a good guy? That's protagonist, right? Antagonist is like a bad guy.
I don't think they're going to paint him as the bad guy. They're going to talk about stuff and ask him questions and make him seem very suspicious.
Because he's the first person to say any words in this.
Yeah. They asked him some questions about this guy named Eric, who was the one who was accused of stealing this plant that they're going to talk about, because they interviewed these people from an actual conservatory and they had their spirit of sanctity chopped up, which is what they were talking about in the beginning. I wanted to look him up and see what people are posting. I know that this guy just owes a lot of people money, not good stuff, not good things. So it's just interesting. So I'll leave you with that and we'll continue.
Self coming from a different place, I kind of connect to the plant. You're doing the best you can. And
Jerry Garcia is an aircraft mechanic from Mexico City who now lives in San Diego. He began collecting right at the start of the new rare plant craze. So what are the most valuable plants in your collection?
right now, the current market value for this plant is $5,000 from the last that I saw. And I got this guy for $55 around a year ago. So I left the window open one day and a bug came in and took a chunk out of it.
It's like $100 right there.
Yeah, that was a $100 meal for the bug right there. So
no, it was a
Fine
dollar
dining.
meal.
Yeah.
50 cents.
This plant in the market right now sells for around this size for $4,000, $4,000.
If you're dumb.
This tiny one.
If you're price gouging, it does.
This is a variegated Ansonii, by the way.
And
So
now we're
these
looking
are
at his Spiritus
known as the
Sanctis.
Holy Grail of
He has two giant ones
World
hanging outside.
Philodendron Spiritus Sancti.
The sound effects, my God.
This is definitely, right now, the most expensive plant that you could buy. It was around $7,000 for one of these guys.
Flowering.
The Philodendron Spiritus Sancti, or PSS for short, has become legendary in the rare plant community.
So this is like the Holy Ghost plant, the Holy Grail of Holy Ghost plants.
Pretty much the holy grail of all philodendron.
It is the
And why does it look to me just like a Billy?
When you have to take out a loan to get one.
There he is.
The elusive Spiritus Sancti.
Yeah, for those who heard at the beginning when I said elusive Spiritus Sancti, I was kind of poking fun at, what is his name, Nick? Dominic from Red Leaf Exotics.
Is native to Brazil, where only a handful still live in the wild. They're slow growing and really tough to reproduce. It's become a status symbol among collectors, like a leafy Rolex.
Now we're at the San Diego Botanic Garden.
I was just in San Diego, not just, but like less than a year ago. Why didn't I go?
And like a Rolex, the PSS is catching the eye of some nefarious admirers.
The main emotion I feel is disgust. I mean, how could somebody do this?
They have it hanging up 20 feet and someone stole it. Where'd they get a ladder?
The stem is rough. I mean, it definitely feels like a quick and dirty saw job.
Oh yeah, like she knows what chopping plants is like. Okay, Alice. That's what every plant that gets chopped looks like.
In charge of the San Diego
It always looks like a dirty saw job.
The garden noticed their PSS suddenly looked really different.
So there was a main body of this plant that extended out and hung way, way down. This was a pretty large specimen. It really was an amputation. Somebody essentially came in here and cut the head and torso off of this plant. Somebody came up here with a pole saw or a telescopic loppers of some kind and cut the plant off.
I will say they're being very dramatic
so
about
a
this.
pole saw, so you're holding it in your hand.
Like
and
this
you're
is
targeting that.
Way more drama than there needs to be. They made a cutting.
Yeah.
They're acting like it's like 12 inches around.
Like they decapitated this plant.
They came in, they took a
it's
an
horrible
axe.
that they took it. Just the language that they're using with just
like that
chopping.
They act like that axe chopper TikTok guy who's hot as hell just came with his axe and like threw it down.
Yeah, just like threw it up there and it went shink and it fell back down.
No, they just like took a cutting of like a 1 inch thick stem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not that big of a plant, Like, I mean, it's like a big plant, but like not like bigger than a person.
Yeah, it's not like a monster that's climbing up a tree.
Yeah, and the stem gets freaking huge. All right, moving on.
Right there.
Clearly, the person who took this plant wanted one plant and one plant only.
Well, I mean, if I was stealing from a botanical garden, I would have been chop, choppity chop.
Public institution, where it's meant to be enjoyed.
Not that I would ever steal.
We don't condone.
And,
but
steal that into a private universe where it's now for the enjoyment of one or very few people so dishonestly.
San Diego's not the only botanical garden being stolen from.
The two people were seen on surveillance video walking through the conservatory, taking and damaging whatever they please.
It's almost like somebody kidnapped one of your kids.
I would like for people to think of botanic gardens almost like holy ground for plants. Plant crime is a very enduring feature of humanity. I mean, ever since we've been purposefully growing plants for about 10,000 years, there has been a lot of theft. But there's also been a lot of sharing.
Hey!
Jerry invited me to a potting party where we could do just that, share plants.
Welcome. Good to see you.
So I brought berries for everyone.
How cool.
So you'll take a little salsa cup here, take like a little handful of moss, and
sorry we're
then
just sitting
you
here
pluck
silently.
a little berry off the stem.
How fun, I wanna have a
pull the
plant
little
party.
sesame seeds out of it and stick them on the moss, spray them with water.
Yeah, why aren't we throwing
pop the lid
potting
on,
parties?
and it's basically in its
'Cause there's
little
COVID.
greenhouse, and you can just pop it off every
They're wearing
couple
masks
days.
Half
out
of
in the
them are.
backyard.
Half of them
In
are.
like a few weeks, you'll have a little baby anthurium.
Baby plants.
What other qualities do you guys look for in
I'm
plants?
about to have some seeds, so we can.
I just like the way
I have some seeds.
the leaves look. I don't need flowers.
I like seeing plants grow from something like a seed, teeny tiny, to get like huge.
I'm an Islander, so like we're big on community.
Also,
we're always
people
together.
who say that.
I think with COVID, like I
Say
said,
what?
I feel like a lot of them
be with my family. That I'm
aren't like they have been into plants. They just like happen to have one plant that grows fast, and they're like, I just love watching it grow from a little baby to like. I'm like, girl, have you had a plant for more than 5 years? No.
Some plants get big. Is this girl about to cry?
All the time.
Oh,
the plants are awesome, but having people
Because she's relating it back to her family. I wish I had like more of a family plant connection.
Huge.
Yeah.
Apparently that stopped before I was around. But
Yeah, and that's kind of why I feel like it's hard sometimes, because there is so much like greed and like negativity in the community.
What do you guys
You
think
don't
about
say.
The PSS.
It's unrealistic, like the hype that has come with these plants. People would kill each other over a plant like that.
So where do you guys think that
Can
plant
you,
is now?
okay, I mean, we are talking
Probably in
about it
someone's
right now.
private
But can you imagine just like sitting in a group of people talking about how much you want a PSS and how people would kill for it? They'd murder each other. Like, I just don't care that much.
I know, it's like, I mean, we love plants, but it's never been like that. I've never been that obsessed, and I can't imagine being that obsessed.
I think it's because we're not.
I mean, we're I'm like, we're unhealthy in the head. I'm like, it's our hyperfixation, but it's something that we love and we like to share with other people. I love trading. We love making plants more accessible.
I think that true obsession is a neurotypical thing, because I've never truly been obsessed with anything. Like, for short periods of time, yes.
Yeah, like
I ate Pop-Tarts for 2 years as a child straight every day.
We have our safe foods.
And now I can't eat them anymore. But like, I feel like there are people who like become obsessed and they just will not stop until they achieve their goal. What goal have we achieved? I don't fucking know.
We're just happy with our plants. I'm content with my collection. I've even been thinking the last couple of weeks, like, I mean, I have my wish list. I have my things that I would like to get, but none of these plants am I actively seeking out. Am I putting out like in search of posts on Facebook? Like, there's none of them that I'm really dying to get. There's just a lot that I would like to get. And the chase is kind of fun, don't you think? Like,
I think so.
The chase and looking for that plant and finally getting it. I mean, I like to extend that time as long as possible. I never want to stop being excited about plants. So I believe they're meant to come into my life when they're going to, you know?
You don't necessarily need to force it.
Mm-hmm.
We're like...
Especially with plants that are going to drop in price a lot soon, like really soon. I physically cannot spend that much money on one leaf or something.
There are very few plants that I bought that were expensive.
Yeah, all of our plants that we bought that are like hundreds of dollars, they are investment plants. It's ones that I'm able to either cut up and share, or just something that's really big in general, and it was a really good deal, you know?
Yeah.
So that's that.
Private collection, whether they know that the towels are fired or not.
Yeah. If a plant's like stolen, like that shit's gonna die.
Oh, do you like how they show him? Yeah, they like pan to Jerry right after she says that.
He does live in San Diego.
Was stolen. We immediately contacted law enforcement, and then we immediately started our own internal investigation.
Okay, you can tell the president of that botanical garden is rich.
There was an aroid collector who had been visiting our garden just in the month preceding this theft, who had taken pictures of our plant and talked about how much he was drooling over. And after the theft, started posting some pictures of plants that some people thought could have been our plant.
I think that's Jerry, yeah.
I go to my door and I find a card on my door saying it was from a detective. So I give my call back, and she tells me that somebody said that I may have stolen the PSS, and if I knew anything about that. So I answered all her questions, and she thanked me for the information.
Oh, did you?
I couldn't believe that somebody would accuse me of that.
Some keyboard warriors in the plant community suspected Jerry because of his friendship with another collector named Eric.
Eric!
That collector, who wouldn't talk to us, admitted to stealing a rare clipping from a different botanic garden.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yep.
Publicly apologized.
This was at the Huntington Botanical Gardens, which a lot of people know. Are they also in California?
Yeah, Huntington is south of LA.
He admitted
north
to
of San
stealing
Diego.
a cutting from the Bolivian Monstera obliqua. Like, dang.
What is wrong with people?
And I mean, it's bold of you to, one, take it. Two, it's bold of you to come out and admit that you took it too. Oh my goodness. Whoa. So now this Eric guy, it does not have, it kind of has a little bit of a tainted career, if you would say. I tried to go look for Jerry's Instagram just now, actually, because I saw they showed briefly like one of his posts, and his Instagram is private.
We'll follow him. See if he accepts.
Okay, I'll check back in.
We
by the
can
end
tag
of
him in this podcast.
Say, Jerry, we reacted to your documentary.
I'm sure you're gonna love it.
I just sent it to Dominic too. Over at Really Exotics, just sent it to everybody. Like, hey, we talked about you. You're welcome. You're welcome for the free cameo.
We're really helping your career.
Oh my God.
And offered to pay the garden back.
Oh, we offered to pay the garden back.
The chatter speculated that
What a
Jerry
nice guy.
somehow acquired the stolen PSS through Eric.
I'm one of his really longtime friends, and unfortunately, sometimes a person can be guilty by association.
Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder
Didn't help
why.
that around the time the plant went missing, Jerry posted a photo of a new PSS on his Instagram. Then he deleted it.
That looks pretty pitiful,
when the new
too.
owner posted photos of the plant on her own social media account, it looked unhealthy to some observers.
This plant here, it's very yellowed, even starting to brown. That would be suggestive of a
droopy.
plant that's been separated from its root system.
Oh, it's like, are we having a commercial break?
I know. I was like, you
should we press pause for our sponsors to get their their moment to shine?
Popped up again.
You sold a third PSS.
I did, yeah.
Some people were saying
Where did he
that
get
that
three?
was the one stolen from the botanical
Like,
garden.
okay, so the way, I feel like the way he answers these questions are very, I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why. Like, he's just like, he looks like he's sweating. I don't know. Am I crazy?
He just looks like...
He looks like his facial expressions are like, oh my God, please don't ask me. Please don't ask me. Like, don't ask me that question, you know? Like
I'm just on this documentary to prove my lie, you know, like to like be
yeah, like he
I'm trying to
couldn't
cover it up.
Yeah, he couldn't possibly go on the Vice documentary if he was really a stealer, would he? But these people admit to stealing plants to the, you know what I mean? I wouldn't put it past him, but whatever. We're here just speculating, I guess.
Just commenting to our... We have a pretty good following on this podcast, I'm not going to lie.
I'm scared
Thank
of you
guys.
guys.
We really appreciate you listening. We're two people just bumbling through life, and you really make our life.
I was like, I hope too many people don't listen because I don't feel like being very nice, but I'm being honest. I guess that's what we're here for. We're here to be honest. Look at that pen in the background. So cute. All right, moving on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I heard about that.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
What was it?
No, not at all. No, that was, I got that one from my friend Eric.
Oh, yeah,
I gave
your
my
friend
good
Eric.
Okay.
Okay.
A couple years ago, wasn't doing well with me. Eventually,
And now
grew
all of a
to
sudden it's
nice,
doing great
large
with me.
size, and I asked for a cutting of it back. He gave me a cutting, but since it was straight from the plant, it wasn't doing very good at all. I see how it looks, but spreading rumors, that's when it gets a little dicey.
You put it on Instagram, right? And then what happened next?
I took it down because there was a whole witch hunt going on.
Well,
I
that
did
makes you
not
look
wanna
more
get involved in
suspicious,
that at all.
Jerry. I'm just saying.
Several collectors, not just Jerry, were publicly accused of the theft.
This is not what I got into the hobby for. I was heartbroken that somebody would do that because I've had plants stolen.
I
and
feel like I
wouldn't
know what a
want
liar sounds
anyone to go through that.
Oh, look at this.
What is this? Where is this?
Security
It
footage.
turns out, over several months, someone had been pilfering Jerry's most prized plants from a greenhouse he rented.
Oh, and he didn't know that?
And around midnight, I got a notification from the camera that there was movement. There was something going on in my greenhouse, and lo and behold, there was this guy.
Seems like a staged
perusing like he was
burglary.
shopping among the benches.
He's
of my
got a
greenhouse.
gun.
I'd say around 20 to 25.
Did you see that, Pew Pew?
I've got a gun.
How much was it worth?
Not here.
Around
I own a gun.
Who
It's
walks
at my
around
parents'
looking at
house.
plants with a gun?
Well, in case
As soon as he
someone
turns-
surprises you from behind. Who holds a gun like
I
that?
see that he has a gun in his hand. It wasn't
Okay.
holstered.
Nope. Oh, nope. Okay. We got to pause. I may be a big old gay, but I've handled many a gun in my life. No one walks around holding a gun at neck level. If you're trying to steal plants, first of all, you got a flashlight on your gun. You're holding it like this.
Also, you can definitely see in there. There's no need for a flashlight, but I don't know.
Well, then why are you holding it like this? What do you... Boo, boo, boo. That's not how a gun works. So this is staged. You do not hold a gun like that. Can we get a police officer on the podcast? Stage. This is his friend Eric right there. That's Eric.
I'm like, I don't know Eric's build, but that's Eric.
He's not. He refused to be on the Vice episode, so could be him. We don't know.
Oh my god. See, that's what I'm saying. I want to watch this. It just kills me. Oh my god.
Was up and ready, waving around, pointing.
Look at those tiny little
clearly holding a gun.
calves.
So I can only imagine had I decided to like camp out.
That's super
Oh,
scary.
you camped out? Yeah, I sleep in my greenhouse.
He's got literally the
I'm holding it behind my shoulder. I got my gun behind my shoulder.
the flashlight is literally on his head. Why is he pointing the gun up like that?
This whole thing is just
Oh my goodness.
ridiculous.
Jerry later learned that someone he didn't know had access to his greenhouse stole the plants.
Didn't know?
Oh
He didn't
wow.
recover most of them.
Oh.
But luckily for
didn't?
Jerry, his two most valuable
claimed an
plants
insurance
were safely
bet.
tucked away at his house.
I've always been a sucker for
Oh,
long.
your
thin leaves.
$7,000 plants are just hanging on your back pergola, safely tucked
Where
away.
did you get these plants from?
I got this one from Enid from NSC Tropicals.
They go interview her now. Now, okay. Let's talk about Enid for a little bit. Oh, people do not like people talking shit about Enid. Like they come for she's got supporters. She grows a lot of beautiful plants. I mean, stunners. She's an amazing woman. My concern is her connection with Kaylee Ellen, the British YouTuber who does the like rare index videos or whatever talking about plants, who also owns Rare Plant Shop. I mean, I don't like using the R word for plants, so
Which
that's
previously I've liked Kaylee Ellen. Like I like her YouTube videos. I think the content she produces as an informational basis is valuable.
and she had put out, I don't know if you guys remember all the hubbub that was going on about the variegated gloriosum that was up for auction on Enid's website and on NSC Tropicals, which was apparently Kaylee's plant that she previously bought from Enid, but for like a fraction of the cost, and she was selling a cutting for auction, which ended up getting taken down, I believe, because people were putting in fake bids or whatever. I don't know. It reached like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, I think. I keep saying I think because I have a bad brain and I try to remember stuff.
I think it was like...
I think it got over $200,000.
I was going to say like 262 is what's in my brain, but I could be very wrong. My
Kind of
brain's
crazy.
not very
But
right.
anyways, I just think that, I mean, back to plant accessibility, it just feels very icky. I don't know. And there's a lot of people that'll be like, she can sell plants for however much she wants. Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay.
It doesn't mean I can't have an opinion about it. Whatever.
Well, for example, okay, we both follow the Instagram account Die Plant Die.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like, I mean, it's the person lives in Asia,
yeah.
which is more accessible to rarer plants.
They're
quote unquote.
growing out there.
And like they have some amazing plants, and they're very honest about like where they got them, how they're growing, how they're doing. Like
Yeah,
they
the
document
updates on
the
them.
progresses, and it's just wild. Like how people can take the same plant and like really turn it into a whole different thing. Okay.
Amazing. All right, let's learn about Enid and walk around Enid's property.
Everyone I've been interviewing for the story is like, Enid's collection is the best of anyone.
Enid Offolder is a name you'll hear a lot in the plant community. She's had an online shop for 2 decades.
She's like the queen of plants.
I guess she's really everybody's friend, isn't she?
This came from NSE Tropicals, straight from Enid.
It literally has Enid's name
I
on this box, and I feel
would
like
never
I'm going
pay
to
those
keep it
prices, so I would
because
never
she
purchase
touched
one.
this box.
Like, it's too much.
I think some people were in a tizzy about Vice not asking permission for these video clips. Which,
Well,
I mean, it's on the internet.
I think if you post something on the internet, if you keep it small enough, it can be used. Like there's like a certain seconds that it has to be for you to get paid or like credited for. If there's like a small clip, you don't have to be.
This is your house.
Right, I just work from home.
Ooh, backyard jungle.
Yeah, isn't it nice?
The very obvious
How many
obliviousness
plants do you
of
have
Alice,
Probably
the
thousands.
host,
Oh, yeah.
wild. Just wild.
Enid's store, Natural Selection Exotics Tropicals, or NSE for short, began when a hobby got out of control.
When I first started out, the online aspect, it was almost like a joke. I would go to nurseries, they'd be like, oh, there's that girl with her imaginary business or whatever.
Now, Enid's website is almost always out of stock. Followers stand by ready to pounce on new plants.
I'll announce it on Instagram, and generally they've already found out before I even mention it.
How?
And the orders are coming
Who's the
in,
mole?
and it crashes the website.
So how much is this table right here worth?
About $3,000 a piece.
And there's how many of them here?
40?
So 120,000.
I don't know if they're showing the table they're actually
pay
looking at. I'm like, those are about 200 a piece.
Tops.
There is the concern, but I'm pretty well protected with the
They're
cameras
showing her dog.
and the dog, and
He does. I mean, he is like.
He looks pretty vicious.
kind of annoying just to talk about. Like, sorry, I get like so upset just thinking about somebody doing that to me. So,
How many plants have you ever sold?
oh, at least 10,000 this year, because I went through a whole roll of labels that was 10,000. This is where I spend most of my time because this is where the magic happens right here. That's
Yeah?
where I pack orders.
I like that she.
air conditioner.
I like that
Over
she
the
packs
years.
her stuff.
Every time I get new
you know?
growth or something starts doing really well, it's just like, oh, that's why I'm doing this. This is so amazing. You know,
What does that feel like?
hope and growth is just such a positive thing.
Oh,
And
look at
plants,
those
you can
anthuriums.
Share them.
It's
That's pretty cool.
necessarily community focused.
Absolutely.
Delicious plants.
We got to move to Florida.
Now we're at Fairchild Tropical, which is down in, isn't it over in Florida? I think because
To
Enid's in
get
Florida.
Oh, yeah,
online
that's Florida.
plant craze, Enid likes to share advice
Well, we need to
with
move
other
to Florida,
collectors.
just not for the Florida. We're there for that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like Florida, but
Water Bacchiana.
Mick Mittermeier is something of a mentee to Enid, and well known in the plant community for traveling the world to document his favorite plants. He and Enid both find inspiration at the Fairchild Botanic Garden.
Yeah, where the hell did they get this? This thing is fantastic. Oh my god.
Oh, look at Adelanema.
oh my god.
Oh, nice. What is that? Is that the Yanamavense? Is that
Yeah,
what
they
it
keep changing the name and the genus on it, but it's a cool plant. There's the tuberculata.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, what I love about that is that the inflorescences are upside down.
Inflorescence, or a cluster
Plant
of flowers
nerds.
on a branch.
I love the plant
That's one of a
nerds.
bunch of new words I picked up hanging around Mick and Enid.
Has Alice ever owned a plant?
Another
Brayden
is
hates Alice,
Monstera,
everyone.
Mick's favorite genus. His house is covered in them.
I mean, I can understand
They're
why
kinda
she's
mysterious and
wowed
really
by this,
attractive,
but
and they're really sexy. They'll sometimes send scototropic runners, which go out, run around on the forest floor, searching out areas of low light, because low light means that there's usually a tree or something that it can climb. I mean, you don't usually think as plants as having any kind of strategy, but they actually have incredibly diverse and well-adapted life strategies that kind of helps them succeed.
They're very intelligent.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love the time lapses. So fancy.
okay, why can't they make
intelligence
more
is
like
hotly
plant
debated in the scientific
documentaries that aren't
community.
this?
Some botanists
I like
say
this
plants
shit.
make
I love the
decisions
drama.
about
Well,
how
I
to
know I
best
do too,
survive.
but like I want to
Just
watch
in
a
a different
relaxing.
dimension of
This is like
time than ours.
making my heart rate.
An
Watch the
arsenal
Discovery
of over
Channel.
3,000
Well, they don't have
chemical
plants.
substances
It's
can
always
poison
animals.
enemies or recruit
Or,
animals
like,
to do their bidding.
You know, Venus flytraps. I've seen enough.
Carnivorous.
Some plants
They
have
just
even
showed, like,
been
a dead
shown to
fly.
cooperate within
Icky.
species. If intelligence means solving problems, and let's face it, we spend most of our days doing just that.
Oh, that's a beautiful
Big
picture.
picture
So
plant. not even listening to Alice. I'm just looking at the plants.
Also, the fact that that picture just like opened up as they're rotating a camera, that takes like 30 days. It's wild.
What are you planning to
Those
do
are
with
cute
these
plants.
plants?
Cute plants.
Unfortunately,
cute
due
pants,
to some
Alice.
family strife, I have to sell one of them.
Jerry told me his parents' small business had been struggling due to COVID-19.
It's a heartbreaking process, honestly. It took me around a month to decide to sell it.
family.
Jerry posted the PSS on eBay on October 7th for $10. And within a week,
$10?
it was going for more than $13K.
Do you know how eBay works, Jerry?
Yep, I'm recording.
He and his wife kept a close eye on the numbers.
Perfect.
Jerry communicated with a buyer in Milan in the days leading up to the auction, who privately let him know his plan to offer $15,000. Nicole Banfi is a collector who got into the hobby during quarantine.
During the lockdown this year, plants became part of
You
my
went
life.
from lockdown plants
And,
to
actually,
Spirit
my
of
house now is
Sanctity
full
in a
of
few
plants.
months.
My
How?
grandfather
What's your day
fell in
job?
love
What the
with
heck?
plant when he was in Brazil.
He's like, oh,
in the 80s.
my
and,
relatives
I've
loved
been
plants,
looking
and then
for
all of
it,
a sudden I
and
got
then I
into
found
it.
it. So I
What?
need to get it. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Also,
1.
no one
Please,
places bids on
Yes.
eBay. They use a bidding
Finally,
robot to do
Yeah.
it. My mom has been doing that since 1995.
Okay, literally the one time I tried to go on an eBay auction and get a plant, I placed my bid and then boom, there was a bid
It's-
immediately after
It's like it's something snipe,
Mhm.
and it's like you place your bid ahead of time,
and
and
I
then
asked someone, this was actually Salad Beard Farms. I've ordered from Salad Beard Farms. I always forget her actual name. I've watched some of her auctions. She's got cool plants, lots of starter, like variegated alocasias and stuff. But
I want one so bad.
She was putting, I want like, so a lot of people like the dragon scale ones and stuff, but like the variegated black velvets are stunning with how they look pink. I love that. But anyways, I asked her or I commented on a post or something, and I was like, I tried to get the eBay thing, but like there was literally a bid. Like the second I put mine in, there was another one for like an amount right after me.
because they sell only the good ones on eBay. Like you can't get the good
sometimes
ones on
they'll
the
do
website.
sometimes they'll do the good ones like in Instagram auction, but she knows there's not as many people watching, so she's probably not going to get as much money in that.
It's never just like on the site for a price. It's like you have to put in some work.
Yeah, she's got like some stuff in her Etsy. I've ordered. I think I got my big Anthurium Selby Silver from her, like in her auction, but I've gotten a handful of plants from her Etsy. But yeah, it's very annoying. It's unfair. Like just put the plant up for the price you want to sell it for. Then, if you know that someone is going to,
If someone's going to pay it.
yeah, if there's a price that you want it for, and you know that it's not set up to be fair on eBay, then just don't be selling on eBay. I don't know. I think it's stupid, but.
Yes.
He's like, finally, it's mine. I got it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, perfectly compliments my
Yeah, and now
ZZ and
Jerry
my
builds an
It wasn't
entire
real
box to put it
until
in.
I packed it up. Now
Jesus.
I mean, I would
it was
too.
really real.
I feel like
I mean,
I'd be
no,
really
I wouldn't,
nervous.
because
like, he's
I
sending it to
would-
Milan.
Put so much
I'm
time
like,
and
what?
effort into
I would.
making sure this plant doesn't die.
I would never
It
do
can
that
be a
because my
little,
anxiety would take over,
bittersweet
but
to
I would do
ship
that
it
if I
and
didn't
send
have
it to somebody
anxiety.
else. Forget that at the end of the day, there's more important things, but
Jeez, those leaves.
it doesn't change the fact
Because
of how I
building this
feel,
box is only
how
a
much time I
fraction
put
of the
into this
cost
plant.
of what he's making.
Jerry's
What he paid.
PSS doesn't need to say goodbye.
Much less for it, I'm sure.
Plants might be intelligent, but they're not sentimental. And maybe that's what we love about them.
Oh, I guess the plants themselves aren't, but I'm sentimental about my
Now, the case
babies.
of the stolen PSS remains unsolved.
Well, I think plants
It
are
could be
sentimental.
that its
Like you take them out of the environment they're used to, they don't. Oh, this is just how it ends.
For its own survival.
Where was the
Or maybe it's
cliffhanger?
someone
Where was
putting
the
out
build up?
gorgeous
We're
news.
just done.
Oblivious to the mania surrounding it.
What?
That's that. Afterthoughts right away, Brandon.
Okay, that was just ridiculous. That whole thing. That whole thing was just too much.
Start to finish BS.
Like, I feel like for people who aren't in the... this was not made for plant people. This was made for people who have no idea. They're like, I've bought a $10 plant from the grocery store.
Like they want people to be watching this like, oh my God, that's just absurd. Not us where we're like, that's bullshit.
Where normally Vice documentaries, I'm like, oh my God, so interesting. Love them. Because I'm not involved with the drug cartel, or I'm not like, I didn't get a lobotomy. Mm-hmm. So now I can see maybe like why those were sensational to me, like how they sensationalize them.
Mm-hmm. Sensationalizing plants and plant theft. I mean, plant theft is horrible. I hate that people steal plants. I agree with like whatever that person said, where they're like, if someone steals a plant, it's going to die. Like, you have a bad omen with you, and that plant will not thrive for you.
Oh, yeah.
You don't deserve it.
I don't know. The whole concept of like stealing something valuable is wild, especially because the plants in these are not, it's not like you're stealing it from Home Depot, a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You're like stealing them from organizations that are trying to save the ecological world.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to keep these plants from going extinct. I mean, Spirit of Sanctity is very, I don't even know if are there any more in the wild?
From what I've seen, they estimate there's like 14 or something. I don't know.
And let me see if Mr. Jerry let me follow him. Still says requested. It actually says he's a fern, aroid, and nepenthes aficionado.
Well, you know, when they're a nepenthes aficionado, they got some sketchy shit going on. Am I wrong?
I mean, I don't think so. I was going to say one thing about Enid. Whenever I look on the NSC Tropicals website, it confuses me a little bit because like it has pictures of the mature version of the plant for a lot of them. Obviously with a price way lower than that would be because you're not getting the mature plant.
Yeah.
But I'm confused because I want to see what the plant I'm getting looks like. And I don't know if I'm just stupid and I don't know how to swipe to the next one. Oh, there it is. Okay.
That's the one I have. I have that VGI in my cabinet right now, a 3 to 4 inch tall. Okay, I will say, how much did I pay for it? You were there. I don't remember. I mean, mine was actually much smaller than that. I think it was 50. So it's not bad.
60. Yeah, I think she has decent prices. I know she does auctions as well. But yeah, then you can see them. Let me look at this one. So the tall one. Yeah, I think my phone just sucks because like then this isn't loading another picture. This is just the one picture.
Or is that just a bad website?
Maybe. I'd imagine it would be a well-organized website.
I still can't believe when I split mine up, you killed it. I still can't believe that.
The VGI?
Yeah.
I broke it with my fat fingers.
Oh, that's
I
what
didn't kill it.
happened.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't kill little baby anthuriums. Yeah, I broke it with my fat fingers. I was really, really sad.
Because I split the one.
I demolished
the
it.
other one.
Mm-hmm.
I've now split it, so I can get you a new one.
Yeah, I would love that. I really, really want one. I also, I've been on the eye for Philodendron patriciae. They're pretty stunning. Just a nice, like, strappy philodendron.
We love a good strap.
Nasty. Well, that was the documentary, guys. Hate to have a negative episode, but we just, I don't know. I just really wanted to talk about it. I want people who listen to us to also know where we stand on certain things too. I don't know.
Because we're real. We don't bullshit you.
Yeah. And even like, okay, this is other plant drama. Did you hear or see that Plant Purge USA?
That it got shut down yesterday?
Yeah, shut the F down.
Yeah, I did see that.
And little Miss Sarah Sarah
Schneider?
Stevenson or something.
Stevenson, yes, because there was a Sarah Stevenson that I went to high school with. I shouldn't be saying this. Never mind. She might actually listen to this. Hold on. Never mind. I'm done.
This Sarah lady who runs this Facebook page, who has had a history of racism. Like someone simply was like, I want to buy from a black owned business. And I think people are like, why are you making it about race? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, why are you offended? Is the better question.
Well, I saw multiple comments where she called Asian people yellow people.
Oh my God.
Yellow? What? No.
I watched a reaction video to someone who was like watching one of her old lives where she was explaining this drama. And it was just like, she's basically saying things, and even recently, like just yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I don't remember, when the page got taken down, she went on live, and and said something along the lines of, even if I were racist, that wouldn't make me a scammer. Excuse me? Okay. Who says that?
I will say, even the small people that you find on in the plant world, 80% of them are scammers. Like, if they're trying to get your money, their chances are they're a scammer.
Like, so a lot of people scam through her Facebook page because it's like the biggest national Facebook
because
page
like
out
you're
there.
gonna get 500 comments, like no one's can no like
And
even
people,
no matter how many moderators you have, like
people will message her about it directly and be like, hey, like I got scammed by someone in your group, I thought you'd maybe want to know about it. And she literally said, like, it is not my problem. It's I don't get paid to like monitor this, so
which
really
I will say
problem.
because it's such a big group, like I can agree with that.
But
if you were
I'm
like,
in certain groups of people
like
who would never let that happen.
Sound person,
yeah. If you have actual morals, you would care about plant people getting scammed in your group. You weirdo.
Like you would have like you need to like get a team to take care of it. Like for me, like Plant Talk, Facebook, and Discord. You know how often I log into those? Maybe once every 3 months. Because I have a team of people who take care of it for me.
But what I was going to say about Plant Purge USA, there's even like I try and be careful about people who are affiliated with certain things. Like there's this guy, I don't really want to name him by name because I feel like I'm just like...
We've named everyone. Just throw it out.
I think his name's Derek, maybe Plants with Dirt or something on Instagram. He does these live auctions. I've tried to watch them. He's the guy that whistles constantly, and I was like, I can't. You whistle too much. Like, you gotta stop. But anyways, I was the old. He was like, but it was like crystal clear whistling. Like, you know when someone's like super good at whistling and it's projecting and it's like.
I used to be able to.
I'm like, if you're doing a live stream and like in between talking, you're just like whistling constantly, I think I will want to shoot myself. I'm sorry.
I used to be so good at whistling and my lips they're too crusty and small.
I can burp on command. Can you?
I mean, I swallow air and then I can burp, but.
Yeah. Anyways, so this guy, this Derek dude, he's one of the admins, I believe, or was in Plant Purge USA. And, like, I do not like Plant Purge USA. I do not want people who are associated with Sarah and, like, what she's done to people. You can look her up on the Better Business Bureau. She's got tons of people, like, reporting her. She's not recognized by the Better Business Bureau. Like,
she got a C-.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. So, because she, like, crowdfunded. Oh, my God. Now this is just, like, plant drama. She crowdfunded basically, I don't know what it was. People were supposed to be getting plants, which...
Oh, yeah. She was like doing like a community greenhouse where like if you invested in this, you were going to get these plants.
First of all, because she hadn't like propagated these plants, why are you selling plants that you do not have? I do not like plant pre-orders. I don't like anything about that. If you do not have the plant yet or the plant doesn't exist, you haven't propagated it because propagation can go either way. I think it's really slimy when people are like, okay, buy all these plants so I can like get this money right now.
Like
but
the only way I can agree with it is like, you're like, okay, I just made all these cuttings. You can pre-order and like if it roots, you get your cutting.
Yeah.
That's
like,
it.
I've got these. Like people will be selling plants that they're planning on importing. They're like, okay, I'm going to batch up all these like orders. I'm going to buy all these plants.
I imported, my last import was in July. Most of those plants have one leaf. One. And that's a leaf that the spider mites love.
It's too much. There's just like, there's a lot of plant drama, a lot of ickiness. I think we're going to have a whole separate episode just talking about plant scams and whatnot. Because we did record that a while ago and it didn't go up. So we're just going to re-record it.
Yeah, but I don't it's somewhere.
It's somewhere out
somewhere
there.
in my hard drive.
But I don't know. Anything else you want to add, Brandon?
This whole thing pissed me off.
It was interesting, but interesting in like in an offensive way.
I wanted more closure. They were like, "Here's all these things that happened. We're not going to give you any closure."
We don't know what happened to the.
Where's the SSP?
Yeah, should we check on the like? What was that? San Diego Botanical Garden. Yeah, I'm gonna like check on their socials or something. San Diego. Oops. I can't type. I really would like to take a trip out to California and visit those, like all those places. I'm jealous of all you guys out there. I'm trying to add filler, Brandon, while I look this up. not trying to have dead air. I'm trying to give you an episode that you don't have to edit. San Diego Botanical Garden. There we go. Boom. Shakalaka.
It's in the San Diego Zoo, right? Or not the zoo, the park, the Balboa Park or whatever.
I don't know.
We need to. I can't wait to go back to a conservatory. Oh my god. Okay, so when I go to Paris with my mom, we're gonna go to.
You're going to. Oh yeah,
Paris. We're gonna go to the Paris Botanical Gardens and apparently, hopefully, the Luxembourg ones because they're both free. You just walk in.
That's crazy.
Class.
World class. For free.
When we interview Rose from Planted with Rose, Plant with Rose, Plant and Yoga with Rose. She was there, so I have to ask her all the questions.
I'm not seeing any posts on here jumping out at me.
You don't see the president and his rich face?
Yeah, I don't see him in any of these.
He looked wealthy.
Maybe he put on his best suit for the day.
Well, even just like his grooming. You know, like people just look rich. Do I look rich? To be honest, I don't think I look rich.
Your pores are very big today, but otherwise, you haven't been able to do your skincare after your.
Very true.
Brandon had a nose job, y'all. I mean, not a nose job, a septoplasty.
Yeah. So it makes.
Are you surprised I remember that? I had to.
A septoplasty and turbinate reduction.
What the heck?
So turbinates are like these like sacks of flesh on the outside of your nose. They apparently do stuff, but mine are now fused to the outside of my nose.
Yuck.
So they didn't break anything. They offered me a nose job. They're like, "Do you want your insurance to pay for a nose job?" And I was like, "No, I'm too scared. I don't really hate my nose."
Yeah, you're like, just let me breathe. And now you're like, now I can breathe. And
now I can breathe. I can smell. I hate it all.
Brandon's smelling things.
I'm like, deviate my septum again. I can't deal with this.
I didn't expect that. I guess I haven't known that many people who've gotten like gotten their deviated septum fixed, but I've never heard of people being like, "Oh my god, I can smell," and it's horrible.
Thing. I looked it up. It's like they've done studies on it.
Scary.
Okay, I can't wait. I can't remember what plant that I cut up that smells really good, but I can't wait to smell it now. We talked about it in a podcast, I think.
Someone told me to cut. What plant was it? I was like, "Oh, I'm going to cut mine soon, and I'm excited to smell it." I kind of forgot. I did cut my glad hands, y'all. If you have philodendron glad hands, oh my god. Like, I mean, philodendrons already smell nice and spicy when you cut them. But oh my goodness, it smells like minty, fresh, like almost like a mojito drink. That's all I can compare it to.
We were going to make mojitos.
When?
Remember I said we need to make some mojitos?
I thought you were going to make me mashed potatoes. Is what I thought was going to happen.
Mashed potatoes and mojitos.
Ooh. I can't think of anything better.
Same.
Okay, y'all. Let's wrap this thing up. Hopefully you enjoyed us like talking shite. I don't know. It's not really our thing all the time, but sometimes you just got to let it out and let people know where we're standing.
We got a lot to say.
We have a lot of opinions.
Not that what we say matters, but...
Yeah, we have a lot of opinions, and apparently you're here to hear it and you care. If you're still listening right now, that's your problem.
Oh, okay. Well, let's wrap it up. Nicole, where can the people find you?
Oh, you ask me. You can find me on Instagram and I was about to say YouTube, TikTok at Nicole Larson Grows. That's me. Nothing really exciting coming up. Maybe because I do plant consultations, like the plant care consultations. Maybe I'll come up with a fun like discount code that if you guys like go and book from listening to us.
You can sponsor our podcast.
You guys will be hearing me pop in and I'll do like a fake ad. It's just, I really appreciate when people do the plant care consults because like obviously we shell out a lot of plant info without getting paid, which like plant care, like it needs to be accessible and people need to be able to get it for however much you can, pay. Like,
and I mean, I think 15 minutes, and even if you pay $1 a minute, $15 for 15 minutes, I don't know what your price is. But,
it's around that, like $1 a minute type of thing.
Like, that can be the most valuable thing like you can spend $15 on a plant and kill it, but $15 to be like, okay, like here's some plants. Tell me what to do. Here's my windows. Here's my light.
Yeah,
here's
it's
my
fun
thing.
because people just come with all their questions. They're like, well, I have a question completely unrelated to that. And I'm like, ask me. I'm here. We're like, let's talk about it.
You're paying for my time, baby.
Yeah. So I really do appreciate it. It literally like pays for my groceries. Like, I'm not kidding. I do not have someone who has like excess money. So it's not going in the bank for long. It's going right towards my bills because I'm a broke bitch. So anyways, that's that. Brandon, where can people find your pretty face?
Well, we just, I think this is going to be after the Parley Sunny project.
Yeah, who knows?
We announced my new username. It is Brandon Botanical on all social medias, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
No more Brandaconda.
Again,
An
I
end
love
of an
my
era.
old username. It was from college where we all had musical puns for our usernames. My friend was Molly Ambrugula. Like, this is what we did. And I just never changed it. And then I blew up on TikTok and I felt like, oh my God, if I change my username, people won't know who I am.
Yeah, I'm like, it's okay.
And Nicole did it. She was fine. So I followed suit. So
yes,
follow me on all
mine
of
was
those.
like Nicole. And it's like, that's not, like, what is that?
Nay, sounds like a horse girl to me.
Thanks. My God. I hear the imaginary music coming on in. So I don't even know what it sounds like. So can I like throw a sound effect in there?
Okay, we got you guys. We're gonna have sound effects soon.
I want the bing bong sound.
We have a really fancy soundboard, so we're gonna really up our podcast.
You guys, the production quality is exquisite. It is out of this world. Okay, I hope you guys have a fabulous week. You're looking fabulous today and beautiful. I love you.
Keep on growing, my friends.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.